It's on you. Go ahead, son. It's on you. See, my hands ashy. I ain't ready. It's on you.
This is the Papa and Son Sports Podcast.
Papa.
I'm Son.
What to do, son?
What's up?
Not a whole lot, man. Chilling. About to find out who going to the motherfucking Super Bowl. Excuse me, y'all. But who going to the Super Bowl, son? Just like that. I'm taking Detroit, and I'm taking Baltimore. I'm taking the two blue collars. I'm taking the two rough and gritty. We got
Still 49ers, Ravens.
uh sorry, son. Sorry, son. But as I've spoken before, as much as I've liked the 49ers in the past, and I liked Detroit. Well, at least I like Barry Sanders anyway. I still like Detroit, and I like Matthew Stafford. As much as I like the 49ers in the past when I was growing up, and that's how long the Redskins, formerly known as the Washington football team, formerly known as the Washington Commanders, been sucking. But when I started digging San Francisco, but I'm going Detroit. Detroit gonna do it, son. I meant to go ahead and check some shit out, right? But tell me about the running back they got in Detroit.
They have two.
Huh?
They have two.
They got two.
Mm-hmm.
You did tell me that. Tell me about both of them. Tell me about one of them a rookie, you said?
Mm-hmm.
One of them a rookie was like 5'9", 220 or some crazy shit like that. Maybe 210, maybe 220. But big motherfucking back. 5'9", 220. Hold on. Where we at? Line 49ers. Talk about them real quick. Tell me about them. You were telling me about them in the other podcast that we did, the other recording that we did that never went out, which, always blows me and shit. But I'm still going to try to figure it out and put it out there. And folks listen to it. Folks listen to it. But tell me about these backs, man. Who the backs? So I go look them up. You know better than I. So tell
They
me about
got Jameer Gibbs, rookie out of Alabama, and they got David Montgomery. That's his name? Some Montgomery. They both had 1,000 all-purpose yards. There.
it. You did tell me that. You did tell me that. So, like I said, I'm trying to figure out what you say the young kid name is Gibbs. Jameer, right? Nigga named Jameer, but he pronounced it how? Jamar?
It's pronounced Jameer.
It's pronounced
It's Jameer.
Jameer,
It's Jameer.
but he spelled it Jamar. It's like James from off of the lottery ticket. Man, we don't care if your name your name is James. Your name ain't no Samaj. We don't care if you spell it back. So his name is Jameer Gibbs. But yeah, Jameer Gibbs. Let me see, because I said Cuz was a big running back. So,
Yeah.
say something.
Yeah.
Wait, but this one open. I don't know why these always barking, man. They be getting on my nerves. Every time we start recording, they start barking. Shut up, Sky. Hold on. I want to make sure she ain't tripping. Son! These dogs be on some other shit. Can you hear me, son?
Yeah.
Isaiah,
Yeah.
I be talking. You don't be responding. I don't know if we got a delay or some shit.
Nah,
But
I heard you. That's my bad. I was on mute.
so what you up to? What you doing? Besides ignoring me, because clearly you ignoring me.
Nah,
If somebody call your name 3 times and you don't respond, what would you call it?
mm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm still trying to get this young man spec. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm trying to see his height and weight and all that good stuff.
That's not a big deal.
And it is for me. It is for me. It may not always be a big deal, but it is 5'9", 200 pounds. So it could be big. And what's the other guy name you said? Go ahead
David
and
Montgomery.
tell me what you feel is a big deal then. If that's not a big deal, what's a big deal? I think these two backs gonna come into play, even though Christian McCaffrey been shitting on shit the whole year. What you think? What you got? Tell me what's gonna be the difference maker. Tell me what's gonna be what's what. So like I said, I'm going with the fairy tale of Detroit, like we talked about last week. That didn't come out for the final time. I'm going to say that, but like we talked about last week, I love that the city of Detroit is getting all that surplus, all that those tens of millions of dollars that's being spent and utilized in and around the city of Detroit and those areas, that area, should I say? So I love that. But yeah, I don't know. I just love the fairy tale effect that they got going on, and they really seem like they got a dynamic young squad. You've been talking about them all year, and I've been like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They Detroit. Let's see what happened because they Detroit. But they here. But I'm going with Detroit, Baltimore. Talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me something good about it. Tell me something good. Tell me why you feel how you feel. Because that's only a part of how I feel like I feel. Because I'm still going with Baltimore to pull this thing out. Represent this MD, represent this Maryland like I always still up. But represent Maryland. I'm gonna go with Baltimore. I was watching the Baltimore Bully movie, the documentary that they did a couple years back, and that was a trip. But talk to me, cause who you got? You say you got Baltimore, San Francisco. Who you got winning, or who would you like to win?
I still got Ravens, I think. But to be fair, I would not be. I don't think you can ever bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. I ain't gonna say never ever because how long
I
he
would
been
say
in here?
never.
You can't say never.
He's
Or
never not made it to the conference final, and he went to the Super Bowl, what, three?
3 out of 6.
3 out of 6.
3 out of 6 it seemed the math is, if I recall. So,
50% chance to make to the Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah. But
That's ridiculous.
yeah, I mean it's incredible. It's a feat that's not often duplicated. That's for sure. It's a feat that doesn't happen a lot. But hey, we living in a time where shit happens all the time. But yeah, and it's not like a far fetch or a far cry. Um, where's this game being played at actually? Where's the Baltimore? Baltimore's #1, so it's gonna be played at Baltimore. Actually, it's gonna be played at Baltimore. When they say tickets gonna sell today or tomorrow? They say tickets went on sale Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those days. But it's gonna be in Baltimore. So Kansas City, Mahomes and them. I don't know if they're gonna bring Taylor Swift in the game. But yeah, they're gonna be in for a rude awakening, I think so. It's gonna be a good one, but they're gonna be there for a rude awakening. And I don't even want to say it like that because I love Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is an
Are they going to
awesome.
be there for a rude awakening?
Huh?
I don't think it's going to be a blowout by no means.
I already got. Look. It ain't gotta be a blowout. It ain't gotta be a blowout. But what I would say is, on paper, this game, and I'm not even looking, but I'm just trying to go off of mental memory. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, please do. But on paper, it would appear that Baltimore has the all-around better squad, right?
Yeah.
Their squad, from top to bottom, you would say is better than.
A lot of teams have a better squad than the Chiefs. Right. Don't mean they win. Teams get upset all the time. The Packers beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys got a way better team than the Packers do. Upsets happen all the time. It's the playoffs. It's one and done.
Yeah.
You can only bank on the talent of one team versus another, but so much when you get there's 4 teams left. Every team is there for a reason. You can only bank on them just being the better full round team, but so much.
Yeah. So it seems to me that you're a little bit jaded in your opinion here, just because we talk about Patrick Mahomes. Because on one end, huh? On one end, you
I
said
don't. It doesn't matter a lot to me.
you said any given Sunday. On one end, it could go Patrick Mahomes' way, right? And
It can go either way.
Yeah.
It's one and done. When it's only 4 teams left like this, the teams straight up talent wise doesn't come into factor a ton because all 4 of these teams are there for a reason. They have enough talent to be there, then they have enough talent to beat any given squad.
Well, that's the thing about the young squads, though. That's the thing about the young squad, and I don't think this Ravens squad is a young squad. You know what I'm saying? I think they most definitely got some OGs over there, especially the coaching staff. But yeah, this is not a young squad. The Ravens squad is not a young squad. Uh, Lamar Jackson, like I told you before, like I told you off camera before. My grandma, your big ma, as you all used to call her, will always say, "Never hype a nigga up because they'll let you down." Never hype a nigga up too much because they always find a way to let you down. And she comes from that older time for sure. Ooh, that was a nice little alley oop. I didn't think white boy was gonna be able to get up there. Excuse me. My grandma, she comes from an older time, and she used to always say that. And what I think she was saying is, I think, she come from a era where we didn't get a lot of opportunity. Being black in America, we didn't get a lot of opportunities. And I think when we were given those opportunities, it was kind of big pressure. You know what I'm saying? Big pressure. And so I think it was easier for someone to uh, be overcome by the pressure of trying to be like the ideal nigga, so to speak, or the ideal black person, or and over time, I would say, not trying to be funny, but I would say over time, we have shown, like in Get Out, you see how you was watching Get Out? He was out there at night running. That was the white man inside of the black guy body. Because now black people have shown if you give us the opportunity to do something, we shall, I ain't gonna say uh always prosper because as we see Taraji and many others, even sometimes in football, especially with the running back situation where people are basically not trying to pay folks. They do this dual running back thing or this trio running back thing, except where you got somebody like McCaffrey. But anyway, I think this is the day, son. I think this is the day. I think Baltimore, I think Lamar, I really want to see it. I really want to see it. I would love to see Odell, get Odell back to the motherfucking Super Bowl. He gonna get you another touchdown anyway. Yeah, not like Zay. They was doing but anyway, so what you think? What you think? We talked a lot about the Baltimore and Baltimore, Kansas City side, but what you think on that San Francisco, Detroit? You don't think Detroit have a chance or
Nah, I think they do. Especially if Debo ends up being out, I think they actually will win. Honestly, it can go either way. Both games can go either way. It's not an easy choice for either game. But I just think the
yeah.
Ravens will pull through. I don't know. I feel like more and more times, like I think about the game, the more and more I inch towards the Chiefs in that Ravens game. For some reason, I don't know why. I started with it's going to be the Ravens, and like the more and more it just gets closer and closer, I just keep inching towards the Chiefs for some reason. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think if the Ravens they go look at that bully of Baltimore documentary and they talk to some of those guys, you know what I'm saying, and really relish in the moment, really live in the moment, lose themselves in the moment, uh, like Detroit have to do. I think they really have a great shot. I think they really have a great shot. You know, and I love Pat. I love Pat. You know what I'm saying? I love Patrick Mahomes. I really think he's an excellent player, excellent leader. He has shown it time and time again. His preparation is unmatched. But I personally think Lamar, like, who's MVP? Who would you give MVP to?
You would say Lamar because he's the QB, but if it wasn't so QB centered, it wouldn't be Lamar.
Who other QB center you would give it to who?
CMC.
I I why do you say such a thing?
That's just who I think would get it if it wasn't so QB centered.
Well, you say that based on
His
the number.
impact, the numbers, his impact. Therefore, every game every single game he played in, he was a huge factor, like huge.
Yeah,
Like truthfully, nobody else did what CMC did. No skill position player was as impact. No player was as impactful. I think he got a touchdown just about every game. He was good for a touchdown just about every game. He was good for like 100 yards just about every game.
14 touchdowns, 100. I mean, I'm sorry, 1,459 yards off of 272 carries, 5.54 yards a carry. Fourth in touchdowns, first in yards, tied second for carry. So I would agree. I think he most definitely was a difference maker and a playmaker, and I think he can had the ability to take off on you at any given time. He had his longest run was 72 yards. His longest reception was 67 yards. Uh, I think yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. I can see the argument there, but I don't know, son. Like I said, I really like.
And I think Lamar had a great season, but I don't see this incredible season where Lamar should be so undoubtedly the MVP at all. Like some people act like there should be no type of conversation towards it. Like you're acting like Lamar. This was not Lamar's. What was that 2019 season? It was not that. It was not the 2019 season. It was a great year. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't no stellar where it's unanimous towards him like it was in 2019.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because that actually would remind me that he already won an MVP, and this would be his second MVP, which means he would most definitely have to go and get the Super Bowl. Okay, we have Lamar here for the year. Lamar, 3,678 yards.
Yeah, not
15,
wrong. He's like what, like rank 8 on passing yards?
15th. That was yards, total yards thrown. He was ranked 15th.
15th on passing yards?
I'm getting to it, son. I'm getting to it.
I was just checking.
Touchdowns. He has 24 touchdowns. He tied for 11. Interception. He has 7. Tied. What the fuck did I say? That don't even make sense. I said
What?
85th. Oh, I guess 8 are tied. I'm about to say because it says tied 85th. 80 is like 85th. 85th. That's what it says. But I'm going to take it. He's tied, and 8 of them are tied at 5th for 7 interceptions. 8 quarterbacks tied at 5th place for 7 interceptions. It's what I'm going to take it as. But he has a QBR rating. You ready? As low as it is, check it out, 64.7, but it's 4th in the league. So based off the numbers, I most definitely would have to agree that it's not a
Like,
stellar,
yes,
but
I know numbers aren't everything, right? But if
yeah.
you're paying attention to the numbers, it doesn't even look like he should be in MVP. He's not top 3 in anything other than rushing yards.
And fantasy position, right? He's 4.
I mean, like,
He's
if
4.
numbers are not everything, yes, I think Lamar had a great season. I think he should be. I think he was the best. He's the quarterback. If QB award, Lamar, right? But
Uh-huh.
looking at stats purely, he's not top 3 in anything other than rushing yards.
Yeah, but for me, his team is first, right? His team is the number 1 seed. They went what? What they go, son? Shit. I wanna wait for it. But what was their record? You
I
remember what
gotta look.
Baltimore record was? Baltimore record is something like crap. But their record, I'm gonna call it 14. How many games in the season? They won 14, right? 4 if I'm not mistaken.
That would be 14-3. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I want to find out. Like it's very simple, and I'm wasting all this time playing in my nose. Ravens 13-4. Okay, 13-4, but nonetheless, his team is in first place. His team is in first place, and they're not. They don't. Well, they look dominant. I'm not gonna say they don't look dominant because they look dominant. They beat everybody that you put front on towards the end of the season down this stretch that folks said that was gonna beat them. Just like right now, like everybody saying that San Francisco for the most part. I mean, I'm sorry, Kansas City for the most part is gonna beat them. But this is why I say I
What?
believe.
No one's saying the Chiefs are beating them.
I I don't know how it is.
People have been saying the Ravens are going to win, not the Chiefs.
Ravens our favorite.
I'm fairly sure.
But for me, Lamar is MVP because he seemed most prepared. You know, like Patrick Mahomes is always, you know, not to take anything away from Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes is always, you know, excellently prepared. He's always ready. You know, he's always in that playbook. He's always aware what the other team is going to throw at him.
Yeah,
Just,
Ravens are favorites.
huh?
Ravens are favorites.
Say it again. Ravens our favorite.
Ravens are favorites.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Well, like I said, but I think they should be. I think they should be.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Huh?
I think it's going to be a good game.
I think it's gonna be a good game too. I think it's gonna be a good game too. Let's just throw out some
But that Ravens defense is very dominant, but I don't necessarily see Patrick Mahomes getting boxed like a young guy like CJ Stroud did. But he definitely could. He definitely could.
yeah. Um give me Cuz for Detroit. Give me Cuz from Detroit real quick. What's the quarterback name again?
Jared Goff.
One more time?
Jared Goff.
Golf. Yeah. Golf. Golf. He was like a ram or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, golf. Yeah, Jared motherfucking Golf got Detroit looking nice out there. Uh, yeah, this it's gonna be another good weekend. Another good weekend. Last weekend was good, even though I kept falling asleep. But last weekend was good. It's gonna be another good weekend. Another good weekend. They had two games come down to field goals primarily. And yeah,
Kickers
man.
sold.
Huh?
It was a bad weekend for kickers.
Well, they got rid of
Playoffs
one
are
of
always
them.
bad for kickers.
Did they get rid of both kickers or one kicker?
Hmm?
The kickers, did they get rid of both of them or one of them?
What do you mean?
One of the kickers got fired.
Did they?
Yeah, one of the kickers got fired. I can't remember which one it was.
Nah, I
But
didn't
yeah,
see anything about that.
yeah, they fired his ass. They fired his ass. But yeah. So transition real quickly. I saw something very interesting. And two of these players happened last night, right? When NBA go over to the NBA real quick, and Joel Embiid scored 70, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 70 points, 18 rebounds, and like 5 assists. I didn't get the pleasure of seeing it. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing um Joel 70-point game. Devin Booker had like a 70-some point game. Kobe 81. I didn't see Kobe's 81. Of course, I've always went back and watched, Kobe for sure. I think I'll check out Joel, but like folks were saying, I was talking to today, they was like, man, I just wish he plays better in the playoffs. But yeah, Joel has 70 something. Cat had like 60, 62, right?
Yeah.
Anthony
I
Town.
thought he was gonna go for more than that. He had 44 in the first half.
Carl Anthony Town?
Yeah. Why you call him Carl? Say Cat. Don't say his full name. It's too long for that.
Yeah. I would call him Carl Anthony now. His mama name would call Anthony Town. I would call him Carl Anthony Town. But yeah, son, don't put me in charge of the computer for some reason. And somebody else, Tatum had a game, right?
I don't think so. I only heard about Joel Embiid
He had six.
and Cat.
Carl Anthony Town, that is, had 62.
Yeah, he had 44 in the first half though, and they lost that.
They lost
Yeah,
against the Hornets. They
yeah,
played the Hornets.
yeah.
They had 62, 21 for 35 field goals. Oh shit! But check it out. 10 for, am I reading this right? 10 for 15 from 3-point land. Rebounds, he had 8. 2 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks. I gotta look at that. 10 for 15 from 3-point land.
Yeah, who?
So he get 30 there. And then,
He was having himself a game.
huh?
He was having himself a game,
Say it
especially
again?
that first half.
Yeah, that sounds weird to me though, son. And then they play the Grizzlies, you said, and they lost?
Thought they versus Hornets. She said.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I'm all
Yeah, they lost. A lot of the ball went to him because they wanted him on Kobe's day. They wanted him to drop high point. It's like Ant said. They said they were playing really immature, but they wanted him to get that.
They lost by 3. Miles Bridges had 28. Brandon Miller had 27. Paul Jermaine Washington had 12. LaMelo had 18. Curry had 11. Some guy, TJ Thor, had 7.
Wait, Brandon Miller had how much?
How many? Who that? Miller
Yeah.
had 27. He had 27. Miles Bridges had 28. LaMelo had 18 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds. Not bad. Not bad. But yeah, they lost. That's interesting. Carl Anthony Town, Cat, as you say, scored 60 motherfucking 2. Had 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Nobody else except for Walker Alexander Nikolai had 18. Rudy Gobert had 13. Who they missing over there? Edwards. Anthony Edwards. He's right here. Motherfucker had 9 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. 9 points. He right there with 9 points on the stat line. That's why when people be talking about this like Michael Jordan thing, or even when people be talking about, to tell you the honest God truth, when people be talking about like he gonna be the face of the league type thing, I'm just like, he nice. All of these young players are nice. You know, don't get me wrong, all of these young players are nice. And truth of the matter is, somebody does have to emerge. You know, there will be, you know, a new king of the jungle, you know, king of the land, a new king of the NBA, because somebody have to
How
emerge.
much
You know,
minutes
they
did he
can,
have?
huh?
How many minutes did he have?
How many who?
Minutes.
Who you talking about? Anthony?
Yeah.
He had 37. 37 minutes. I mean, when Carl got 62 points, I can understand how, you know, you can have an off night or a low night.
They were.
Uh,
He said even in the post game, he was talking about after he got to like a certain point, he was like, okay, this whole team started feeding him the ball, trying to get him to get up there, especially since it was Kobe's anniversary.
Yeah, see, but that's that fuck shit that gets you
He said it was he said it was kind of what they were trying to get away from. It was really immature ball, but
yeah, you come up short when you do stuff like that. When you know, deliberately feeding him. That's what I'm saying. Like Anthony Edwards, that's just like I said, you have an off game, but people calling you the face of the NBA and you put up 9 points. Now, don't get me wrong. Remember, I told you I had I ain't gonna say a similar instance because my teammate most definitely didn't put up 62 points. But I told you, one year I think we was in middle school. We was in middle school, and we went to this tournament, this Christmas tournament or this winter tournament. And once we got there, it was two things. Once we got there was only like three teams that showed up. And I can't quite remember if they split it up to 3-on-3, but I think it was always 3-on-3. But they split it up. I don't know if they split it up. It was always 3-on-3, but they made it 3-on-3, a 3-on-3 tournament, right? So it's me. They split our team up, right? So our team is it's like probably 3, 6. It's probably like four teams from the whole tournament. Let's say it's 8 teams in the tournament. Four of them is my team, but split up in three. And we having fun. I'm like, I've always been um, to default, and I would say a negative to a certain extent too. But I've always been like LeBron James in a sense to a certain degree, where I want everybody to kind of like partake and win, so to speak. So I'm like, well, I ain't gonna say LeBron James because I ain't. But anyway, I want motherfuckers to shine. So I'm like, one of our four teams is going to win. So long story short, my team beached out through the whole tournament. I'm having it. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm young, like I said, son. Ironically, and I would say truthfully enough, I've been about the same height. I've been nearly 6 feet since I was probably in eighth grade. Really, I told you, I think I walked in high school basically the same size, height that I am now. But I'm having fun. You couldn't dunk it back then. You couldn't dunk it because it was actually, I don't know if it still is, but it was a technical. You know what I'm saying? Until you got in high school, when you played like rec ball, and I think AAU was different. But when you play like different type of leagues, most of it, unless you was in high school, it was a technical to dunk. And I wasn't really dunking, but I was like up there catching the oops and shit, like Anthony Holloway used to catch them backwards. Boom, and I was up there throwing the oops shit backwards and shit. But anyway, long story short, there was a coach that coached for a big private school at the time, and he saw me play, and he had actually coached my middle school the year previously, and for some years before that. And he was like, "Did you try out last year?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "What happened?" I was like, "You cut me." And he was like, "I cut you." And I was like, yeah, because once again, that goes to, like I said, a default, son. Always put your best foot forward. Always go all out. Always give it everything you got. You know what I'm saying? I was being very basic. You know what I'm saying? You know, you wanted me to dribble with my left hand, I dribble with my left hand. Want me to dribble with my right, I dribble with my right. You want me to, but I wasn't like, I wasn't trying to like outshine no one. You know what I'm saying? Especially seventh grade. Eighth grade started to change a lot. And because I was really a different person at home than I was at school. But anyway, back to the story. So he says, I want you to come play for us. He said, I'm not the coach, I'm the assistant coach. He called the coach out of bed. The coach get out of bed. The coach comes to the tournament. He said, hopefully he can get up here, to watch you play in the last game. So he comes up there, watch me play in the last game. In the last game, my man JJ is having a game, right? Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to name drop, but my man is having a game, right? and I feeded him. You know what I'm saying? You see how Anthony Edwards got 11 assists off the 9 points. I think the doorbell is ringing, but I feeded him right. Oh, the goddamn dog. But what the coach say is the coach like what happened? But I was like, what you mean? What happened? We won. He was like, yeah, you won, but like my coach actually like your friend better. And he was like, but I'm trying to tell him, like, you're the one that we need to be looking at, right? You're the guy. So he basically convinces the coach, but anyway, I say all that to say, go all out, like I said, but maybe it looks like Carl Anthony Towns is the face of the NBA in the near future, opposed to Anthony Edwards, off
That's not
of.
even his team no more. Used to be his team. That's Ant's team now.
Say it again.
That's not even his team no more. That used to be his team. That's Ant's team now.
It used to be called Anthony Towns' team, you said?
That used to be Cat's team. Now it's Ant's team.
Like I said, not last night it wasn't.
Not last night.
Not last night it wasn't.
It
But
happens. It happened.
You got to be careful. Is all I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. You can have he can have 62. He can have 62. You hear me? But you gotta have at least 20, 25. 20, 20. You can have 20, 11, and you can have what's your start line? 20, 11, and 5. You know what I'm saying? You can have that if your teammate got 62 and y'all win the game. But you can't lose the game. Your teammate have 62, you have 9. And they say that you the face of the
But
NBA.
Embiid's been going crazy though. I saw this thing talking about he's had at least 30 points for 20 games straight now.
Who?
Embiid.
Yeah, I mean the beat is nice. The beat is nice, but once again, it comes down to, for me, it comes down to what is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying, in the playoffs? What is he
Yeah,
gonna
but
do?
yeah, that is ridiculous. 30, at least 30 points, 20 games straight.
Yeah, all that sounds nice, all that looks nice, but once again, what you gonna do in the playoffs? What you gonna do when you have this 7-game series and you gotta go out there and you gotta win 4? You understand me? What you gonna do there? Now you got an 82-game season, and you get to go out here and play like you were in the Harlem Globetrotters or some shit. Because, like I said, I didn't watch the game, and I would love to see it because just to put up that many points is nothing to sneeze at. It's a feat in itself, just off of endurance. And I'll give it that much because, like I said, I haven't seen it, but just off of endurance to put up that many points, you know what I'm saying? Off of just sheer desire and will to put up that many points. But come on, man. If I don't like it, I don't like it, man. Dominate in the playoffs. Make it crystal clear that you that same man, that you that guy. You know. So that's why I can't really back it. It's a good number. It looks good. Sounds good. And like I said, it's a great feat, even off of just sheer stamina, endurance, and will. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't impressed. I ain't impressed off of his 70. I ain't impressed off of Cat 62. I think somebody else they said, I meant to look it up, but somebody else said like 40 something. I think it was uh Tatum. I think Tatum had like 40 something.
Sadly, crazy enough, 40 is kind of like that's not even an achievement no more. 40 is kind of light now.
One more time.
All right. Sadly, 40 isn't even like a crazy thing no more. That's kind of light now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
50
saying.
starting to get 50 starting to look light too at times. I feel like somebody dropping 50 every night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that's what I'm saying. It's not impressive. It's not impressive, and
Okay,
I'm
but
not even.
70, you're like, okay, 70?
Yeah, Yeah, it's not impressive, but I'm not even trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to take anything away from nobody who's putting up these numbers. But you know, it goes to say something to an individual like me who's been watching the NBA. You know, you always call me out my name and call me old, but you know, somebody
You
who's been
are
watching.
old.
He had 39. He had 39, 11, 5, 3, and 2. You see how I ignored you? But somebody who's been watching the NBA for about 3 decades now, you know, it's not impressive because it happens. I ain't gonna say it never happened before because it was happening. It's always been happening. But like you said, 40 people put up 40, but they already put up 50 pieces though.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
do.
Nah, I don't really see too many 50
Not
pieces.
as much, of course. That's 10 more points, but like it's not uncommon. Like somebody drop 50, I'm not about to be like, oh, you saw him drop 50? Nah. But like 70, like you saw him drop 70 yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, 50 is still, I think.
It's a huge thing. I think even 40 is like an accomplishment. But it's just since it's not as common, it's way more common now. It's just like you don't realize how much that really is.
I don't know.
Yes, I know.
Maybe in college.
Like to drop 40, you scored at probably around like 16, 18 times. Usually more. Sometimes
Okay.
even more. But like around 16, 18 times.
Okay. From what I'm reading here, and let me try to get what I'm reading here that popped up NBC Sports Philadelphia.com. This season is no different as of March 21st. This was March. That can't be as of March 21st. This was 2022-2023 NBA season. And as of March, there were 23 games with 50 points. Um, I mean, let me see. Break it down. NBA historic surge of 50 points. Uh, like you said, it depends. We're looking at about 15 to 20, 15 to 20, 15 to 23, 25. Okay, 25. So we're looking at about 25 on average. 25 on average a year, 50-point game. So I guess so. I guess so. Maybe I'm just not paying attention enough and I don't see it like that. Um, let's see. I would say what you feel about how you feel about Ryder, Milwaukee firing the head coach after going 30 and 30. 30 and 13 is their current record.
I guess I can see it because the amount that squad is nice. So to be 30 and 13, it's not necessarily amazing, but I don't necessarily understand why they would fire him off of that. But also, I'm not huge into the NBA, so I really not fully sure about that. But
See, here's my thing. That's not bad. His name is Adrian Griffin, fired as Milwaukee Bucks head coach. Now, after 43 games, he is 30-13. Now, first of all, that's not a bad record, right? That's not a bad record at all. I hear the argument that due to the talent, I hear the argument that due to the talent, you ready? We can close off soon. You can talk on the camera, son.
I was just seeing.
You can talk on the camera, son. I think we've overstayed our welcome for most people anyway, including you, it seems. But I just wanted to check out something real quick because I think they're second. They're second in the East behind Boston at 34-10, Bucks 30-13, Sixers 29-13, Cavs 26-15, Knicks 26-17. But they're second in the East. So you find this coach second in the East, but they have a ton of talent, but that doesn't mean that they're always going to match. And what I don't see Lillard. I don't see Lillard this year. Now he talked some shit when he was on Knucklehead podcast about his damn 25.3 is what they say this motherfucker's averaging. I'm saying I don't see him. 25.3 is what it says he's averaging, but I don't know.
That's not bad.
Huh?
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Especially when you sharing the court with Giannis, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. But that's what I'm saying. That's why this shit weird to me. So
maybe you're just not peeping it.
how you spell that other guy name?
Who?
Be honest.
I know how to spell his first name, not his last name.
Don't worry about it. I got it. And he's averaging 31. He's averaging 31, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. So he's averaging just as much assists as Damian Lillard. Damian is averaging 6.9. So David averaged about one more assist than what he is. But yeah, I just thought that was foul. I thought that was foul to foul that man. Like I don't know what you thought this team was going to go undefeated or anything like that. I think for them to be the first year,
maybe
like
it's not just all play. Maybe it's something else.
What he's producing.
I think it could be not meshing. There could be a lot of things.
But
maybe it's not just the play.
That ain't got nothing to do with the coach. I don't know, man. I just thought that was harsh. I thought that was harsh. Now, if that's not your guy, okay, that's not your guy. Maybe meshing what you mean as far as in a relationship aspect
with the team and the players.
Okay, I can see that. Somebody don't like his ass.
Yeah.
All right, so close it out.
Okay. This has been the Papa and Son Sports Podcast.
I'm Papa.
I'm Son.
And we are out of this bit.